Welcome back to the Occult Detective. I'm Bob Freeman, and Greg over at Another Bibliophile Reads had a pretty interesting booktube tag that I thought I would kind of play around with a little bit today. It was a tag to list your favorite songs and how they may or may not relate to your reading taste. So he in his video listed 12 favorite songs, and I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to just talk about one song, my favorite song, and maybe why it does relate to my reading habits and such. From the first moment I heard this in the mid 70s, it just captivated me. It is that quintessential Zeppelin song, carefully crafted by Jimmy Page, my favorite guitar player, and he has a unique gift for understanding how to push and pull with a song, and it's very dynamic, soft acoustic strings, then a little bit of bombast. It's the same structure that Stairway to Heaven had, and it was that light and dark, heavy, soft Led Zeppelin, right? And it's just a gorgeous song. The melody, the way the instruments kind of weave in and out, complementing each other, and then Robert Plant's vocal is superb. Perhaps his best vocal performance on a Zeppelin song, and he certainly thought so. It's stated so many times. This song was in response to George Harrison telling John Bonham that essentially Led Zeppelin should play more ballads, that they were too heavy, which is not true. If you go back and look at their early work, prior to the album Houses of the Holy, there are several songs that are light and just gorgeous. Tangerine, Thank You. I mean, it's several. And so I think that Harrison just wasn't aware of the albums and had only heard the songs that were on the radio, right? So a whole lot of love and Heartbreaker, that kind of stuff. But I'm glad he said what he did, because Page took that as a challenge and he crafted just an elegant instrumental. And then Robert Plant came along and elevated it. Here's the lyrics. It is the springtime of my loving, the second season I am to know. You are the sunlight in my growing, so little warmth I felt before. It isn't hard to feel me glowing. I watched the fire that grew so low. It is the summer of my smiles. Flee from me, keepers of the gloom. Speak to me only with your eyes. It is to you I give this tune. Ain't so hard to recognize. These things are clear to all from time to time. I felt the coldness of my winter. I never thought it would ever go. I cursed the gloom that set upon us, but I know that I love you so. These are the seasons of emotion, and like the winds they rise and fall. This is the wonder of devotion. I seek the torch we all must hold. This is the mystery of the quotient. Upon us all, a little rain must fall. It's just a little rain. Just the depth of the way he encapsulates life and love, and how the realization that there are going to be bad times, but that through devotion, love is always there to bolster you. And yeah, just as a piece of poetry, I love it. And it it weaves in with Page's masterpiece perfectly. John Paul Jones, staggering strings that he adds to this piece, of elevating it even more. And I can't say enough about John Bonham, who, for all his bombastic, he's a machine, but he is so delicate on this. And in a real sense, he's kind of that underlying force that kind of moves the piece, because I just love the way he controls the tenor of it. It is a piece that means everything to me. And how does that relate to what I read? Well, for one thing, I love poetry. And it is a work of art in that respect. It also, it has a very fantasy element to it. And that's because of Plant. And you get that sense of Tolkien. And it it helps a lot in that if you've seen the movie The Song Remains the Same, the Rain Song incorporates Plant's fantasy sequence. And we see him in the forest consuming Flyacaric mushroom, dressed in his Welsh warrior adventurer attire, sword in hand, who assaults the castle to save the damsel. And it's just it's just a great piece. And to me, it embodies magic and mysticism. It is Led Zeppelin's finest work. There's just no song that's ever swept me away quite like that. I'm not going to tag anyone. Consider yourself tagged if you're watching this. And if you've never heard Led Zeppelin's The Rain Song, I highly recommend it. It could change your life, or at least make for a better day.